Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Salatu Wassalam, ala Rasulullah. Welcome back. Now we're going to go straight into the debate. I'm going to start with his opening statement. And we're going to see how terribly, almost like disgustingly un-Islamic his opinions on female education are. They have nothing whatsoever to do with Islam. They have nothing whatsoever to do with the Quran and the Sunnah. They have more to do with Western philosophers, and we're going to see that. They have more to do with feminist rhetoric than with the Quran and the Sunnah. And you have to understand, what is the topic of the debate? Should Muslim men and women have equal access to education? We're talking about Islam here. We're not talking about Western philosophy. We're going to see how his opinions are completely divorced from Islam, because he's basing his entire philosophy on Western feminism, Western philosophies. And we're going to see that, inshallah. So let's start. And that is why an important point to make here is that his ideologies have nothing whatsoever to do with mainstream Islam. They have everything to do with the extremist fringe. It's the fringe that fuels, like I said, terrorist groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda. This has nothing to do with the mainstream, the main chunk of Sunni Islam.
Okay, now I'll deliver my opening statement, inshallah, starting time. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, I was blessed to marry my wife 13 years ago. We got married in college at Harvard. After the marriage, we sat down for one of our first meals together. At that point, we didn't really know much about each other. So we were just talking. And at one point in the conversation, out of the blue, I told her, you know what? I don't believe in women's education. She kind of looked shocked back at me, stunned, like I was from a different planet. Many of you watching this are probably just as confused as my wife was that night. But after I explained to her exactly why I don't believe in women's education and my Islamic reasons for this, she came to fully agree with me.
Yeah, so his Islamic reasons for not believing in women's education. There are no Islamic reasons that prohibit women's education. Mainstream Islam has never prohibited female education. So this is where, from the very start, he has lost, because he doesn't even know the permissibility of women's education. This is where the problem stems from, that he doesn't know basic fiqh, basic Islam, the Quran and the Sunnah. The Quran and the Sunnah are clear when they permit education, seeking of knowledge. And there is no sort of caveat in that. There is no sort of a prohibition when it comes to a particular gender. There is no prohibition when it comes to a particular type of education. And thus the default condition when it comes to Islamic jurisprudence is that education is permissible. So when he's saying my Islamic reasons for that, that's where he's failed, because he doesn't even know Islam. And that is obvious, like I started the post-debate analysis, that this man is not backed by any mainstream Muslim scholar. All of the mainstream Muslim scholars from his own country have turned their backs on him, which tells us that he's literally an extremist. He doesn't belong to mainstream Islam. And that should be enough for us to know that, yes, I don't want to be taking my ilm from somebody who's like that in such a condition. Because what I'm sharing, this is mainstream Islam. This is the Islam for 1400 years, Sunni mainstream Islam. These are not my own opinions. This is, you can get it from anywhere, be it from any college or any Islamic institute in the US, or any Islamic madrasa in Pakistan, or any book on the Quran and the Sunnah and about these issues. So there you go. The first thing, there are no Islamic reasons for banning female education, except if you are from Boko Haram, the terrorist group. There they may have some reasons.